Hey, I'm back. Welcome, everybody. We're going live everywhere tonight. We're live streaming everywhere. Welcome to Advocates for Justice, Foreclosure Defense Paralegal Service. We have the tools and you do the work. So before we get started, I want to let you guys know we got the new website is up and running. I still have some work to do connecting things together, but it's up. And we got a new document a new package we're gonna touch on tonight. So if you guys, I had somebody let me know, they said, I don't want to offend you, but I like the old website better. And I was like, well, I like the old website better too, because you know where everything was at and what to do, but the old website was not getting the job done. And if the job gets done, the more people that I'm able to drive to my website or get to my website, the lower that I'm going to be able to keep the price. For instance, just the increase in using the new website is going to allow me to leave the foreclosure documents at the sale price for for a longer period of time right now. So that's where we're at for a longer period of time. Now, not so much for the eliminating property tax lawsuit package. The people decided to put that back up to where close to where it was, but it's still below where it was before the pandemic started. Remember, when the pandemic started, we lowered our prices to be able to help the people that I wanted to help, and I had to do that to be able to do that. And the prices are pretty low. I mean, where else can you go for $300 and get some fire that's going to have you being driver of the bus? So, yeah, and I'm just going to throw this out there. I have the best Google reviews that I have seen for any legal business, whether it be an attorney, a paralegal, or whatever. I haven't seen anybody with better Google reviews than I have. And I had 122 Google reviews, all 5-star, before Google shut down one of my Google My Business pages, and I didn't realize that you can't have two, even if you have two locations or whatever. And they thought I was trying to be sketchy, even though I had 100% 5-star Google reviews. I don't know. These people got a little anyway. So, and they shut down the one site, and it was the site with all of my reviews. So I had to start over. But that's all right, because if you got the fire, it's not a problem. And it's not a problem. So you guys can check out the new site sometime and poke around on it. I have a free stuff page. I think you guys probably seen me post that free stuff page before on my Facebook. That free stuff page is on the website and has free stuff in it. I might put $5 on it or something, just to make sure that the people that are interested in it has some, so I don't have just yahoos on there being silly. But you need to check it out, because I don't remember everything off the top of my head that's in the free stuff page, but there's some badass stuff in the free stuff page. Now, the one thing that you guys need to remember when you're on my program or in my program or working on or thinking about the program, we do things different. So when you look at my stuff, you can't look at my stuff in the same context that you would look at your other stuff that you were doing in the conventional program. Okay, because my stuff is different. And to make it easy for you, you can take one document that's badass and turn it into like a whole bunch of different things, because you're using information in that document to set yourself up for what you need. Like, for instance, the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. That is one powerful document that's been jamming up the state court process, and that's what the document was designed to do. Now, that document, you can take the information out of that document and turn it into a motion for summary judgment. That would be the bomb, Because when you file your motion for summary judgment, that forces the other party to step up to the table and show their cards. And they either need to show their cards that you defaulted on the loan, or they're going to need to show their cards that your jurisdiction jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit document is trash and should be thrown out, and they damn sure can't do the last one. Okay. They can't do either one of them. So, and that's where you're at with that. So you challenge jurisdiction at the gate, keep their ass at the gate. And that's what that document is for. So tonight, guys, we're going to be, let's see, we got a few people here. Free Church Press. Yeah, turn it into a motion for summary judgment, boy, that would be totally badass. And you can also turn it into a motion to dismiss or whatever you want. Hey, Neville Wilson. Well, thank you, Free Church Press. I try to make it happen. There's people that I want to work with, and the people that I want to work with are broke ass. Okay, no offense to anybody, because the people that I want to work with are the same kind of people that are like me, and I'm broke ass too. So, okay, don't take it personal. I want to help the people that are struggling the most. And that means, and it's funny how it goes. Even at $300 for the lawsuit package with 20 something documents in it or whatever you need, even at $300, if I'm able to get a small percentage of the people who need that to invest in that, I won't miss any meals. So, and my puppy won't go hungry either. So, or anybody else in my family. See the point? The idea is to make the money helping people and getting it to more people. Yeah, I got you. We are struggling, but we ain't stupid. And if we was, we ain't no more. Okay, because we got a coach in the house help out with that. And the thing that I get stressed out sometimes when I'm working with people get in my program and I want to connect this to my appeal and I want to do all this other. No, don't connect. Okay, so the conventional program, you're getting your ass kicked. Okay, so why would you want to connect my shit to that stuff? And at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, and I had a lady that called me on the phone, and I don't know if she invested in the program or not. I don't think she did. I didn't want to hear all of her emotional stuff and the things that she talked about what happened in 2009, because I don't need to hear any of that stuff, because that's not what we're going to be focusing on in my program. And when I was trying to explain to her that, I don't know, she still got offensive. And, some people say maybe I should just listen to them. Like, no, because here's the thing. People are going to have to learn how to get on this program if they want to make it work for themselves. They can't look backwards and worry about all that other stuff. You have to get on this program and do the things in this program to make it work. And if the sooner you realize that, the better it's going to be for your situation. And I had someone complained in the Facebook page that they didn't get in my program because they didn't have enough time. Well, most people have the time, but they're freaking out because they keep looking at everything from the conventional program and not the non-conventional program. But anyway, she decided it was better for her to do the bankruptcy. And that was great. So then she came back in the group, because I didn't mind her being in the group. She's doing the bankruptcy. Maybe someone might have questions or something that she can answer or whatever. It's part of what the group is. Now, it's not a bankruptcy group. So, but still, well, her thing was she wanted to let me know that she read some of the other replies to people in the Facebook page that needed help because they didn't have time to do the homework. And I was mean to them. I tried to be serious about it, as you can tell. And, I'm like, look, sometimes when you're the coach, you have to say shit people don't want to hear. Now, with that being said, there's a few times when I had to apologize to people because I misunderstood or whatever, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm here because this is important to me, and I'm very passionate about what I do. And I think that shows in my videos, and that's one of the reasons why people call me and trust me, because they see I ain't talking shit. Well, I'm talking shit, but I'm backing it up. So, but that's the thing. People see that I'm here and that I'm here to do what needs to be done. Now, I don't hit it off with everyone. Some people are used to having their hand held. Some people are used to having a safety net. Some people are used to having everything done for them. None of those people work well in my program. And I would rather tell you that and tell you to go find another option than to take your money knowing that we're going to be like button heads the whole way. Because I don't argue with people. I don't argue with people. I've been doing this for a long time. I've talked to a ton of people. I have 600 people in this group. I have 1,200 people, and I have like four pages, 4 groups. I have a group for this. I have a group for the regular foreclosure. I have a group for the lawsuit packages, and I have another group for the online courses. And yeah, so I have a lot of people that I communicate with, and communicating with those people is how I get the ideas and the strategies and the stuff that I'm doing. It's based off of real-time feedback from all of these people. So you got to understand, in my program, you're not going into court asking the judge to rule on shit or any of that stuff. Okay, that's not what you're doing in my program. In my program, you're going to be doing something totally different. And by the time they figure it out, it's going to be a little bit too late for them to do anything about it, except go sit the hell down because you drive another bus. Okay, so let's just kind of get started here. So I already introduced myself. You guys know I'm the one calling the plays up in here, or at least it works that way best for people to not think that I'm grumpy or being mean to them. Okay, let me be serious. Sorry. Let's start that over. Take 2. Today, I'm going to give you guys a quick overview on how my program works. And tonight, I'm going to give you guys a look at the new lawsuit package that I just put together. And I'm going to introduce you to that new package that people will be able to use against a prosecutor attacking you for stuff without an injured party. So any prosecutor is attacking you for stuff without an injured party. And most of the time they never have an injured party. So without an injured party, the court don't have jurisdiction, and yeah, we'll have to keep them at the gate. We're gatekeepers, and we ain't playing. Gatekeepers and driver other buses. Okay, damn, that didn't work out too good. All right, sorry. We're also going to go over what you need to do next, how you need to get started, and what you need to do next in my program. So it's time for practice to get started. So let's just get rolling. Before we get going, though, you guys know the deal. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Click that bell so you get notification when I upload new videos and when I'm getting ready to have practice like right now. And please remember to click on the ad so that I get paid. There was those wonderful ads. YouTube's listening to me, so I gotta, I call them annoying ads one day, and I was like, yeah, I need to call them those wonderful ads. You need to click on those wonderful ads so I can get paid. So we have a non-conventional foreclosure defense program, and we never go into court defending the lies that the attorneys filed in the court record. We never go into court defending any of those lies. They're all lies. And you can go into court screaming and doing all the showing all your stuff all day long, and you're still going to be standing in a pile of lies when it's all done. So we don't address none of that stuff. We don't address any of those things that they have on the record, and that's the reason why I don't need to hear all of this stuff that everybody wants to tell me about that happened in 2009. We don't need to hear that because we're not using that. The only thing we use from that is the document to show who signed to start the foreclosure. Now, you will learn how to attack the judge or the attorney for violating the federal laws that caused the foreclosure problem in the first place. And that's what we're learning how to do. I think I call it, we're cutting to the chase. We learn how to cut to the chase. You will not be defending the lies that they claimed. And that's why I don't need to hear all that stuff. I know I'm going over this a lot because I think sometimes this thing loses people and people decide not to get in my program because I don't want to hear all their stuff. And if they think I need to hear all their stuff and I don't listen to their stuff, then they think there's no credibility in my program. But here's the problem. Because the problem is the problem that I have because I'm the coach. And the problem is if people can't listen to me and understand what I'm telling them and drop their anxiety and their emotion down a couple of notches so that they can hear me, if they can't do that, they're not going to fit in my program. It's pretty simple. People can tell me I'm mean and I've been doing this for a minute. And I don't want to waste any time on someone that's going to give up when I got a line of people standing over here ready to step up and fight. Now, if that's a bad way to look at it, I'm sorry. That's the way I look at it. And if anybody has a problem with that, there's another way out. I want to help the people that are here and willing to do whatever it takes to learn. My job is not just to help you stop the foreclosure. My goal is to help you learn, because when you learn, these fools will not ever be able to mess with you again or anybody in your family, because you will have the fire and you'll be able to teach them how to be a driver of the bus. So we never argue any of that banking stuff. We never argue any of that banking stuff. I don't need to hear most of the stuff the homeowners think is important. Now, it's not difficult. My program is not difficult if you can follow the game plan and only replace the red font with your information, the court, the case number, all the body of the document in most cases does not need to be changed. And in any cases and there are no cases in my program where you need to add all of that information and all of that banking stuff and all of that stuff that we talked about. You don't need to put that stuff in my documents. And if you do, you'll be sent to the bench. And I don't have a bench. So you know what that means. Do the math. Okay, sorry. The only thing you will use from their conventional foreclosure process is a document that they use to initiate the foreclosure against your property. Okay. That document is what you need to verify who signed to start the foreclosure against your property. Whoever signed that document that initiated the foreclosure against your property is going to be the number one defendant on your lawsuit, not the lender. Okay. They've been lying to you forever. And that's the biggest mistake that most people, homeowners, make fighting foreclosure, is they think the lender's the one foreclosed. It's not the damn lender. It's the attorney acting as a third-party debt collector. And you think I'm kidding. I'm not. I've done my homework. So If you are in non-judicial foreclosure, then you need to check the notice of claim letter. Whoever signed the notice of claim letter, that's who is the number one defendant on your lawsuit that you get from my website. Yep. If you're in a judicial foreclosure, it's a petition, the claim, the complaint, or whatever, whoever signed that, that's who's going to be the number one defendant on your lawsuit. And you can check the documents out right now. I would wait, but I ain't got time to waste because I already know who signed the damn thing. So, but you can go check, and you can go check and see that it's the attorney. The attorney is the one foreclosing on you, acting as a third-party debt collector, illegally foreclosing on you without any consideration in Now, when you add the attorney to your lawsuit as a number one defendant, that's the problem, because the attorney can't represent themselves. The attorney can't litigate a case they're a party to. The attorney cannot represent the law firm in court. That's called pro se, and they don't allow that in court. And it's the rules. If you're a corporation, you have to have one of their boys. You have to have an attorney represent you. So that's a real big problem for the way we do things. Because, see, what we do is trip them up with their own little shit. We trip them up with their own little shit. So if they have to hire an outside attorney to help them, what if they can't find an outside attorney? So that's the problem. They can't find an outside attorney because when the outside attorney finds out that that the attorney is collecting that illegally as a third-party debt collector and you suing them for it and breach of contract, that's the problem. And the outside attorneys don't want nothing to do with it because the cow's out of the barn. Yep. The cow's out of the barn. And so now it's a problem. So the judge has to let them go ahead and represent them because the judge ain't trying to get back the money. This is how I add this all up now based off of everybody's stuff, okay? The judge ain't trying to get back the money. So the judge has to let them represent themselves and do all these things that they ain't letting you do or don't let anybody else do. And then that's when you just sue the judge for helping. We learn how to cut to the chase. So what you need to know to figure out which package you need, first of all, you need to know if you're one of these three. Typically in foreclosures, and there's a couple other options, so I'm not saying these are the only three. Typically, these are the three that I deal with most of the time. The non-judicial foreclosure. Non-judicial foreclosure is where the foreclosure is initiated with a notice of default letter being mailed to you and letting you know that you have 30 days or 60 days to pay the entire balance of the loan, including all of the foreclosure fees and stuff. Now, I can never understand how the hell they're going to charge you for all the foreclosure fees when they haven't even got to the foreclosure part of that shit yet. Help me with this. Can I get an amen? Yeah, but that's what they do. So that's a non-judicial. In a judicial foreclosure, they're going to serve you a summons and a petition, and you have 21 days to respond or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And a tax lien foreclosure, everybody knows about that. That starts with letters from the city saying you owe property tax, and the whole property tax scheme is illegal because it's unlawful in the Constitution, not once but twice, that private property cannot be taxed. So they trick you and they put their deed in their office and they reclassify your property as residential property. Okay, so that's another stream. So we'll get to that stream. So you must understand which type of foreclosure you're facing, and you must go over to my website and invest in the package matching the type of foreclosure that you're facing. And I explain what the types of foreclosures are. So don't call me and ask me, because if you do, I'm going to tell you, go talk to Mr. Google. Okay, talk to Mr. Google. You can find a lot of stuff out talking to Mr. Google. I'm serious. And that's what I'm going to send you. My job is not to make it easy for you. My job is to help you learn in the most efficient way possible. And so that's what we're going to do. You need to go talk to Google. You need to get used to looking things up and checking stuff. Google your question. You would be surprised at what you can pull up Googling your question. And that's what you're going to have to do anyway. You're going to have to start doing your own research on the things that, I have people call me all the time asking me questions about my document. Oh, well, how do you know? Like, dude, I don't have time to do my homework over again. So if you're not going to take my word for it and I got great Google reviews, then you should probably just go ahead and start doing your homework. You're going to be a minute, so you might want to fix your lunch. Anyway, so the next thing that you need to do after you invest in, and you might want to do this first. I actually put in some of my offers the instructional videos right next to the offer before you actually get to the bottom of the offer, so that you can click on the instructional video and take a look at everything that you're going to have to be doing, and take a look at some of the documents and stuff before you actually are asked to check out. So, but some people skip over that shit because they're in a hurry. And those are the people that don't fit in the program very well because they don't have time to do their homework. You don't do your homework, you're going to get your ass kicked later. That's why we have this set up the way we had set up. Believe me, I tried. Because when I started out, the only thing I had to go by was what the attorneys were doing, and that shit wasn't helping anybody. No. Charging people a lot of money for helping them put together court documents, forms that are already in the court, knowing that those forms aren't going to help them. So no, I couldn't do that because then people will call me an attorney. And I'd have a freaking problem with that. So yeah, so don't ever call me an attorney. You better use the N word. You call me an attorney, it's going to be a problem. So I have 180 videos that are separated on my YouTube channel. You guys can go to my YouTube channel. You need to check out the instructional videos for the type of foreclosure you're facing. I have other lists of videos that you can check out. For instance, the most important thing to check out is the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit update videos. The updates in those instructional videos let people know what these fools are trying to get out of the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. So you'll know what you need to look for and what you need to do to protect yourself. So those are important. Now, all of the jurisdiction videos, and this is why we call the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit by the whole name or by all the letters in there because we have that, and then we also have jurisdiction challenge document, and they're very different. They're very different, and the strategy for them is different as well. So you need to make sure which one you're referring to when we talk about that, so that we can make sure that we're all on the same page. So when you go to the video, to my YouTube channel, the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit update videos are the ones you should start out with and then work your way back down. There's a playlist of videos in the jurisdiction, challenge of jurisdiction. You should watch those also. Everything that you do in this program is based off of challenging the court's jurisdiction. And the reasons why the court don't have jurisdiction is the laws that they violated to get their foot in the door to throw your ass under the bus. That's how we do it here. And that's why I don't need to hear all the stuff that happened in 2008, because you're going to go after them for the stuff they did wrong to cause the problem that you're having right now. And I know that sounds weird, but that's the easiest way I can put it without making it complicated. Now, the updates to the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit playlist is the most important one to focus on if you're a beginner here. And if you're not a beginner here and you haven't been there, then that's probably the most one to focus on too. So get over there and get to looking that up before you get in trouble. Get sent to the bench. Oh, wait, there's no bench. I forgot. Sorry. So anything about the jurisdiction should be the first thing to focus on. Your strategy to block the eviction process. This is something that is very important to have in your game plan. And most people don't have this in their game plan. Most people are so worried about blocking the sale that they forget about blocking the eviction. And I tell people like this, I tell people that are like that here's the thing. The most important thing is not blocking the sale, because the sale can take place tomorrow and it don't mean shit, because they still have to go through the eviction process, the unlawful detainer in court, all of that to throw you out before any of that goes over to somebody can do anything. So that sale is just administrative paperwork being moved around, and they're using that to freak you out and scare you so that you'll be all nervous and do stupid shit. The most important thing is to have a strategy in place that's going to block the eviction, because you can be fighting the sale still and get your ass evicted if you don't have a process, a strategy and game plan to block the eviction process. That's very important. Now, when I put the non-judicial package together, the lawsuit package together, people were using it, but they were still like leaving their shit sit in state court in the basket and going after them. Well, we needed to have a process to block the eviction court, and that's what we put together. Now, eviction court can only hear immediate possession. They do not have jurisdiction to hear a title dispute. So what you do is you start your title dispute in federal court with the lawsuit package, and then you use that title dispute to control the whole state court process. Yeah, it's all outlined in the videos, but you don't watch the damn videos. So the eviction court, you must create your title dispute when you file your federal lawsuit, and that's the game plan that we're using. We have a new $75 lawsuit. It got moved up to 100. I think it's $150 now. That lawsuit you can use to mess up your foreclosure as well, and it goes after the judge and the attorney for being in violation of the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946, the Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938, and also the Fair Debt Collection Act practice. So that document, you don't have to wait until they rule against you, because they're already violating all of those things to put themselves in a position to throw you under the bus. And that's the beauty of that document. So now you're going after them for this other stuff that's unrelated to the stuff. And now the judge has to find someone else to help defend them against the stuff, because you got too much stuff going after them for the unrelated stuff, or the stuff that they're trying to get after you, for messing with you and trying to take your stuff. You get enough of the stuff? Yeah, I think you guys get how that works. So here's the thing. Instead of going into court being a defendant and defending the lies that they're saying, how about we go into court and we take some shots at them to take them out? Because here's the thing. They can't move forward without a judge. They kind of need a judge. Yeah, they kind of need an attorney too. So you can take these players out of the game by addressing the illegal stuff that they've done, or the stuff they haven't done that they're supposed to do to be legal. I think they call that shit loopholes or something like that. So when you figure out who signed the document to start the foreclosure against your house, you will know who to put as number one defendant on your lawsuit. You must figure out on your own how to serve the parties. And when it's time to file your stuff in court, you're going to have to figure that stuff out. And I would use Mr. Google, and I would also compare Mr. Google with their rules to figure out how Now you have to figure out how to serve them, how to properly serve them, because if you don't properly serve them, your lawsuit is not going to be perfected, and they'll just let it sit over there and they won't say nothing to you. So, because they know you're bringing fire, and if you properly serve them, they're going to be screwed. So they ain't going to say nothing to you. So you need to be on your toes on that. So the easiest way to do that is just go to Mr. Google and search the process of service for your state, and make sure that you're perfecting the service in accordance with the statute for your state. They're going to try all kinds of tricks to get out of being served. Now, if they're acting stupid about it, there's also a public service statute for each state. It requires posting something in the newspaper and something for 3 days or something or whatever. You can also look that up too if you want, and do both if you have time. And you need to remember that anytime you talk to these people, anytime you call down to the courthouse, they will lie to your face I have people saying, "Oh, what the lady told me," and I was like, "Okay, well, why don't you go ask her to help you?" Okay, maybe that's what that lady was talking about when she said I was being mean. Okay, so sorry. It's your job to find out how long they have to respond. So you can default them when they fail to respond in time. If you don't do that, if you file the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit and you don't give them the time to respond or address it when they don't respond, then the judge is going to deny it because he's going to assume that you're waiting for him to rule on it. Or he's just going to rule on it because he thinks you're stupid and you don't know what the hell you're doing. So, okay, I'm being mean again. But I'm going to keep it real with you. And I expect you to do the same with me. So, it's your job to keep up with your case. It's your job to figure out what you need to do next. You'll be surprised what you can find out on Google. What's my next move after I file a lawsuit? What's the next step? By the time you file it, you should have all of this stuff already done. I'm serious. You should have a game plan already set up. By the time you file your lawsuit, you should have the game plan set up how it's going to go. If you don't, you have not watched the freaking videos and took notes and done your homework. You ain't done your homework because in the video I walk you through how this is pretty much going to go down. Now, the only thing that's different with the lawsuit packages now is I've added a couple of extra zip files. I've added the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit zip file to both of the judicial and non-judicial lawsuit package, and also added the objection and reconsideration magistrate judge package, which has the motion to recuse the judge and all that in it. I've added those two zip files to both of the lawsuit packages. It was easier for me to do that way than to try and add all of those documents to them. It was just a headache to try to change anything. And that's one of the things that people don't realize when they're complaining I don't have it perfect. It's a headache to change everything. So I just added those to the package. So you're going to have to go to the YouTube channel and look up the instructional video for the magistrate judge reconsideration package. And you're going to have to look up the instructional video for the jurisdictional. Well, you should already be looking up the video for the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit, the updated video for that, and the instructional video, so you know how to use the documents. And the jurisdictional with an affidavit also has a motion to moot, which you'll be filing to moot all of their shit that they have filed in court until they have. Yeah, it's pretty badass. Yeah, we don't be playing around. So let's just go back and check here. Oh. Hey, Xavier, I'm glad you can make it tonight. Yeah, you are slowing down just a little bit. You're hanging out with us tonight. Welcome to the group, man. Now, I put together a new package, and I think Xavier is going to be the first one that's using this package. And it is to, get the prosecutor and the attorney out of your face for anytime they come after you and they don't have an injured party, it's a problem. And anybody in my program, if you're using my program to help other people, I have an online course that's structured for entrepreneurs, people who want to do this for business or whatever. And if they harass you for using my stuff or helping other people, then you need to let me know, because we got a package for that, because we're not having it. And this is part of making sure that my program works and making sure that this program is successful. Because if they want to come after you, they already tried to come after me, and that didn't work out too well, because I'm back, like James Brown, huh? I'm back. Yeah, but, who knows? Maybe they might want to come after me again, but that's fine. They can come anytime, because I ain't going nowhere. So, and if they come, they're going to need to bring a lunch, because they might need 2 lunches, because they figured that out already. I don't take deals. Okay, I'm not a deal taker. So it ain't gonna do me no good to get in my face and expect me to take a deal later because I don't take deals. And they found that out already. Thanks, Neville. Yeah, she's using our products, and she told us last week that she got them on Neville, and Neville has them on the run. But Neville, you just need to keep an eye on your court case because Shamel Maxwell, she's in the group. She stopped them 3 times, and then they showed up to evict her dad out of the house. And we're like, what the hell? Well, it turns out they moved it over her property over to the delinquent property tax court and sold her property in the delinquent property tax court. Yeah, without telling them or saying anything to them or checking to see if they paid the damn property tax. And yeah, you can tell by looking at my face. Yeah, she paid the property tax. And not only did she pay, she had a receipt. And she made a whole bunch of copies to take down to them. Yeah, so yeah, I'm wondering how that's going with her. Yeah, so we sued the judge. The judge sent the process of service back, and she's in South Carolina. They're a little naughty over there. He sent the process of service back and told and told them that he couldn't accept it. The sheriff told he wasn't accepting it because it wasn't file stamped. Well, it wasn't file stamped because the state court supervisor of the clerks refused to file stamp her document. She was saying some shit about that she was named in it. Okay, so at least you read the damn thing, that's for sure. So yeah, they didn't want to file her document because the clerk was named in it. And so what we did was, there's more than one way to get shit done. Okay, I'm telling you. So what we did was she needed to have that file stamped so she could have the marshals, the sheriff serve them. So she just filed it in her court case because she already had her title dispute filed in federal court, and they ignored it. And yeah, so they're running around now. She added it to her case, her case in federal court, and went back and judge served them, or not the judge served them. The sheriff went and served the judge, and we're still waiting to see how that goes. Yeah, Neville, you need to check and make sure because Shamel paid her tax too. And they still moved her property over there when she stopped them in foreclosure court. They moved her property over there and sold it anyway. And get this, and dude didn't pay the damn taxes when they bought the house, and they're supposed to pay the taxes and pay all that stuff. So the dude in the county was like, "What?" And they still didn't pay that. I'm like, "Okay, dude, you're worrying about if the taxes got paid or not." Shit, I'm thinking you need to be worried about if your name is on that shit, because if your name is signed on any of her paperwork, then you don't be coming back with the bus. Hey, Ken. Yeah, you guys got it hard in California, man. Attorneys over there, yeah. And I had another guy that I'm helping, and he's getting documents to help him, and it's amazing what these attorneys are able to do to people. Hey, I'm one with all. Welcome tonight, buddy. Welcome everybody, even if I missed you. So I'm still trying to learn how to do all this stuff. And I have my assistant working with me tonight. My assistant is me. Is me and me. Yeah, some people lack the discipline, and I tell you, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you use my stuff, okay, let me think about how I want to put this, because I don't want to. Okay, if you use my stuff, you need to make sure that you keep your ass out of trouble. You don't want to give them anything free to come at you from a different way, because they ain't going to be able to stop you with my shit. Okay. So the only other way they got to get in your face is harass you from the side over stupid shit. So if you use my stuff, you're going to make sure that, I don't know, that you live a lily white, clean life. Because, yeah, I'm just telling you. And I'll tell you, too, one of the best things that you guys can do is complete that passport process and reclaim your state citizenship. Because when you reclaim your state citizenship, and to me, this is more than being a sovereign citizen and getting your on all that shit, because they don't care none about none of that stuff. They don't. They don't give a shit about none of that stuff. Or being a secure party creditor, they don't give a shit about none of that stuff. What they do care about is when you have that passport card that's like a driver's license card now. I have one over there, but I don't want to get up and get it now. That card is like, it's almost like having diplomatic immunity, because when you can verify that you're a state citizen of the republic state you're born in, or that you're a citizen of another country, it don't matter where you're from. What matters is that you're not a U.S. citizen. A U.S. citizen is someone in the federal government. And nobody can be a U.S. citizen, because nobody can be born in a fake corporation. There, I said it. There's no such thing as a U.S. citizen, because nobody can be born in a fake corporation. I mean, unless I'm stupid. Yeah, well, they said I was incompetent, and they also said I was mentally ill. And now they're leaving me the hell alone. So, and I would knock on wood, but I don't care. Somebody's calling me while I'm doing my live stream. Advocates for Justice Parallel Service. I'm right in the middle of a live stream, and well, you're not on the air because I don't have you on speakerphone, but how can I help you? Hello? Seriously now? Hello? What's up? Are you having trouble with your foreclosure? What? Oh, well, you called during business hours, because my business hours are almost 24 hours. What's your name, man? Bill. So where you calling from, Bill? Flint, Michigan. Wow. So are you guys judicial or non-judicial? So, why don't you leave me your email address? Like, text me your email address, and when I'm done here tonight, I'll send you over some material, information, a link to my website and stuff, so you can educate yourself. Oh, you've been watching my videos on YouTube? Oh, nice. So, are you watching our stream tonight? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't know about that, but yeah, it works. So send me, put your name, Bill, in your text too, so I can compare, put the two together. And no, no, I would rather you just text me on the phone. And then that way I can, when I'm all done, I can see right before I go to bed, I check everything and I can see that or maybe I'll remember and then I'll send you all some information. Can I put you on speakerphone, Bill? Okay. Well, I'm glad you called. I didn't know if my people can hear yet. I have a program where I can set up to where I can take these calls on the air, and I'm going to figure out how to do that as soon as I figure out how to get the website running and going fine. So say something, Bill, and see if we can hear you.
I just, like I was saying, I just wanted to call to make sure that the number worked, because in the comment field, some people were saying the number wasn't working. That's not true. The number works just fine. I'm speaking to you just fine.
I didn't know. Can you guys hear Bill? So part of the problem with that is people call and they expect you to answer the phone and talk to them right away, and they don't realize that there's a line, and that I could be on the other line, or maybe I'm in the bathroom or something.
Well, I know you've done one hell of a bunch of work for a bunch of us, and I've learned a lot, because I was completely illiterate up until a few months ago. But I ran into some personal problems selling a property, and everything at the county and state level said there's no interest on it, but a title insurer found something from like 15 years ago, and it stopped the sale of the house.
Yeah. Well,
so I don't know if you could help me, what I do next.
Well, send me your information, Bill, and then we'll talk about that. I want to finish this program up so I can get this shut down. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
I'll send it right
out. Bye. Okay, well, that's somebody's calling. That was Bill. We'll contact Bill later and see if we can get him on the right track. Free Church Press said they complete the passport process and use it all the time. Yeah, sweet. It's nice. It's nice to have that process completed and know, because basically what I do, if they harass me, I'm going to challenge them on the jurisdiction issue because I'm a state citizen and they have no injured party, so the court don't have jurisdiction. That's square one, bam, and that's what I'm going to sue the judge for. People telling me, oh well, the Foreign Agent Registration Act, they don't care. Well, no, hell no, they don't care, because ain't none of them registered. So hell no, they don't care, and they're not going to do anything unless you sue them. I mean, you start to think about it, you got the Foreign Agent Registration Act, the FARA, you got the stinking Fair Debt Collection Act, you got RESPA, you got all of these things, but there ain't nobody to police that shit, so they can do whatever the hell they want to. Well, until now. I think the show is over now. Hey, LS Run, what's up? Welcome to the group tonight. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. I might get this software set up where I can take my phone calls, and I can take phone calls over the air and people can listen, and then I can not be the only one talking. But, it's interesting here what other people experiences are doing the new program. I didn't want to hear all the stuff looking back. Okay, I told the guy in one of our streams that if you keep looking back and worrying about all that stuff back there, you're going to turn, because you don't need to be looking back there, because we're not doing the same thing you were doing before. Okay, and you keep looking back there, you're going to turn to a pillar of salt. And the guy said, well, I read that story in the Bible, and that was a woman. I said, yeah, you're going to be jacked up. Okay. So now we're going to get to some good stuff. Remember, never connect what you were doing before you invested into my program with my documents. Never connect your other stuff. You do not connect the conventional stuff with the non-conventional stuff. That is a no. If you were doing an appeal and all that shit, throw it in the trash, because none of that shit was going to help you in the first place. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You can do whatever you want with it, but do not connect it to my new program, because that crap is what they want to argue. Their program is structured for arguing, and when the arguing's done, the judge gets to help them. So, I mean, I like to keep it simple. It's pretty simple to me. So we want to go in with stuff they don't want to argue about, so they can't put themselves in positions for the judge to help them. And when the judge does help them, it's clear violation of the law and your rights, and you're able to go after the judge in civil court. And never what you were doing, never connect what you were doing. It was not working, and that's why you're needing my help, because what you was doing was not working. So we don't connect any of that to the non-conventional program. The conventional program was not working, and all that emotional negative baggage is not going to help you in the new program. You need to remember you are no longer a defendant. Okay? The defendant is the person that's getting punched in the face. In my program, that's not going to be you, because that's not how we roll over here. Now, you're going to need to personalize the documents. And this means to only replace the red font with the information it's asking for, the case number, the parties' names, your name. I ask for very little of stuff, and none of all of that stuff that everybody wants to add in there. None of that. I had a guy took the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit motion and put a whole bunch of stuff in and turned it into, I didn't know what the hell he's turned into, like 4 different motions. And I told him that motion is only challenging the jurisdiction, and it's addressing the 6 missing things that are missing from the contract. And it's also challenging the fact that the statute that they're using for the foreclosure is not a valid law, because it does not contain the necessary elements to be considered a valid law. It doesn't have an enacting clause. Come on now, you guys should be saying this with me now. It doesn't have an enacting clause. It doesn't have a title, or it doesn't have a body. So the foreclosure statute is not a valid law. The foreclosure is in violation of the Constitution. Those are the things that's in the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit that you want to focus on. That's it. You don't want to talk about any of that other stuff. If you add a bunch of that stuff from the conventional program, you open the door for arguing, and we already talked about that. Once the arguing starts, the judge gets to help them. Their program is simple. Now, only change the red font. Do not add a bunch of stuff. And you need to remember you're not going to understand everything and the reasons why I have everything on there. The number one thing that a lot of people have a problem with is the fact that on the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit, I have the attorney general at the top as a plaintiff. And people have the hardest time with that. And I'm like, just fill it out and put your attorney general name there and put the shit like it says and file it. We can go over it later. But here's the deal. The attorney general is the person that you must serve that their rules mandate be served if you are going after the judge or a state actor for violating your constitutional rights. Now, I don't always do that because it's up to them to go serve their ass, give it to them or whatever. So, but in some situations where the judge, like in Shermel Maxwell's case, is trying to get out of the service and avoid it altogether and all of that, then we're going to go ahead and serve the attorney. So what we decided to do in the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit is make sure that the attorney general gets a copy of it. Because if the judge don't do the right shit, all of this is going to be in the attorney general's lap when you file your lawsuit against the judge. So the idea here, and I know this is crazy, but I don't do things the same way. I do shit just to put pressure on them. I do shit to get other people involved. So now, instead of the judge sitting down there and making the decision on all of this, and he's already screwing up, now some of his supervisors and people over him are saying, hey, what's going on down there? Or maybe you guys need to cut this loose or whatever. whatever they say, that's the goal. And the judge is like going to be embarrassed to have all his friends down there see you smacking his ass or her ass in the face. And that's why we include the attorney general, and we moved the attorney down here on the bottom. Don't worry about all of that, because this is the strategy stuff that we put together to give the document more power and to make sure that we ain't going to this table with the same shit that most people use, because the same shit most people use ain't working. So, and also remember, we're not going into court defending the lies that they filed. So when you keep that in mind, it should make it a whole lot easier to get on this new program and not keep looking back, worrying about all of that other shit back there, because there's no way that you're going to even have a chance worrying about all of the stuff that they want you to worry about. And we want to make sure that we're putting yourself in the best position to be successful. So the first thing people think is, what should I fill out first? Well, did you watch the instructional video? Okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you a rundown, because that's what the video's about tonight, right? So, okay, sorry, I got carried away. Coach, he keeps wanting to take over. So, in most cases, the first thing that you're going to be filling out and filing is the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. I would fill that out and file it in any state court process to block that process. I would also write on top of one of the documents that you send to them in black marker, judge's or chamber copy for the judge. And I would serve that copy to the judge. I know you don't have to serve them a jurisdictional challenge, but I would. And everything that I file in court, I would make sure I had an extra copy that said in black marker, chamber copy. Because what the clerks do is they try to control your shit and put it over here and trying to tell the judge and all of that. And then when you call down there to find out what's going on, you're talking to the clerk who's giving you a bunch of runaround and bullshit and all this stuff. Okay. We learn how to cut to the chase. So you put chamber copy on there, and now when you call in to talk to them about what the hell is going on, you can call straight to the judge's office and talk to the judge's deputy or the deputy secretary or the judge's deputy chamber woman or whatever the hell her name is, and talk directly to her to find out what's going on. And now they can't play the game that they play. That's how you do it. And the other thing that we do is, when you serve your lawsuit, you want to make sure you serve your lawsuit to them at their house. And the lawsuit, you could put in the lawsuit that you're actually suing them for their house, and let their spouse and family see what it feels like to be getting sued and possibly getting kicked out on the street and not having a place to stay. Yeah, we can do that. We play a little rough around here. So the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit is what you use to stop the state court process. Now, it don't matter what court you're in. Like, oh, I'm in this court, I'm in that court. It won't work. Give me a break. Do what I told you. If I thought that what court you was in was a problem, we'd be talking about that. It don't matter what court you're in. If you're in eviction court, stick that in their face. Block that. But don't just sit back and wait. Okay? Stick that shit in their face. Get your stinking title dispute filed in federal court. Make file stamp copies of your title dispute attached to the motion to remove the eviction issue, the immediate possession issue. We can remove all of that and move it over to federal court and connect to your title dispute. That's what the package was designed to do. But a lot of people just file the shit in state court and go sit the hell down and wait for the judge to rule. That's not what you need to do. You didn't watch the videos. You want to use that, and you can use jurisdictional challenge to reopen a case that's been closed already. You can challenge jurisdiction anytime up to 15 years. So use that jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit to open the door. And once you get the door open, you should already have your lawsuit filed in federal court. When you get that case open, you can move without it being open. It don't matter. But I like to open it up and move it because I can slap them in the face and open it up and move it. And they can't do a damn thing about it. But you can't do it if you go sit down and wait for the judge to rule. We don't wait for shit in here. Okay? That's not how we do it. We don't wait. People ask me, how long can I put on? Put whatever you want on the damn thing. They ain't going to be able to answer to it anyway. Okay? I'm telling you. They're not going to be able to answer it anyway. If you want to give them 5 days, 2 days, it depends on your situation. If they're coming to kick you out next week, then you don't have 14 days. You got like 1 day. You may not have the 1 day. You might want to go ahead and file your lawsuit against their ass and jam them up. How many days do I have? Well, did you look at the rules? Are you going to follow their rules? I wouldn't. I would not follow their rules. I would make them whine. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if that's all they got to complain about, you're kicking their ass anyway. So now remember, these are guidelines to use to gauge your situation. So your situation might be a little bit different depending on where you're at in the process. But the first document in most cases that should be filed is probably the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit, and then the motion to moot, and then whatever other document is in that package that you need to file. Once you get that document filed, then you need to get your title dispute filed in federal court, and then you can use the removal document in the package to remove the state court process to connect with your title dispute in federal court. And when they give you a hard time about that, this is what you tell them. Look, the title dispute in the lower courts is an immediate possession issue. The lower court cannot make a determination on the title dispute. The title dispute is filed in this court, and this court can make a determination on immediate possession after they've made a judgment on the title dispute. Simple, but you got to know your stuff because they're going to say, oh, well, we never done this. We never seen one of these. Well, that's because they never bought any, they never seen any of my documents. We don't do shit the same way. Okay. We don't do shit the same way. So once you get your jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit filed, your JDCWA, that's what we're going to call it for short, filed in a state court process, you must quickly move and get your title dispute filed in federal court. And then you can use the documents in the package to move the stuff over there. And don't be worried about it not being perfect or it's not going to work out, stressing over all of this stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to come down to any of that stuff that you've been stressing about and worrying about, putting in the document and all that shit. It's not going to come down to any of that. The title dispute is your strategy to block the eviction process. That's what that is. The title dispute is your strategy to block the eviction process. So if you file your jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit or whatever, and you stop and you sit down thinking that this is badass, no, it's not. And if you're in the eviction process, they're going to try and move forward because they don't have jurisdiction to hear a title dispute. They're not going to tell you that, and they may tell you that and act like that you can't do nothing about it. Or let me change that. They will tell you that and then keep moving forward and ignore the fact that they should be stopping and sending your ass over to a court that can hear the title dispute so you can get that handled, because the title dispute has to be settled before they can make a determination on immediate possession. Bam. So let me go back here. So, Free Church says, yep, we need to get started on, yep. And the 15 years, I can go back further than that when you challenge jurisdiction. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed, I never mentioned fraud. Very rarely do I mention the word fraud because everybody talking about fraud. But see, here's the thing. Attorneys structured the program that we have. And the program is structured by them to help them. It's not structured to help us. So anytime you want to plead fraud, that's what they're doing. So they made that shit complicated. There's like 7 things that you have to stink and plead for fraud, and you have to connect each one of them to the counts that, yeah. It's like, are you kidding me right now? So I don't use that word because it just makes it easy for them to throw your shit out. Thanks, Troy. Troy's been with us for a while, and he's using our stuff, and he's backing them up. They ain't responding yet. I had a lady message me. She emailed me today, and we've been getting along real good. She's very passionate, just like me. And so she emailed me this big old long email in all capital letters. So I emailed her back and I told her, I said, look, Missy, you're going to have to email me in normal because I'm not reading this, okay? I don't even like to talk to people that are maxed out because they can't see. And so she apologized and said she was just mad because they just dismissed her stuff without a reason. I'm like, dude, seriously? I already told you they was going to freaking do that. Okay, I told you they're going to throw your shit out, and that's when we learn how to cut to the chase. So you got documents in your package that you need to go after the judge with, the reconsideration package that you refuse. You know, I mean, come on now. Why get yourself? You're going to have a bust a blood vessel and have a heart attack or stroke. You're going to stroke out, and then they're going to have you get your shit free. Okay. So I tell her she needs to breathe in a paper bag. That's what I tell people when they're maxing out on me. They need to go breathe in a paper bag for a little while. And just because they sold the house don't mean nothing. Now, it's great if they hadn't, but if you got your stuff on the record and you're kicking their butt, you're the one running the show. They're just following through the steps trying to steal your hope. Yep. They're trying to steal your hope because they're hope stealers, but we ain't having that shit because we're going to keep our hope because we ain't going to let them steal our hope. With the hope stealers coming in the house, they're going to get the hope the hell out. Okay, never mind. Oh, you can do whatever you want, Neville. Neville, you can do whatever you want. I like the way you're thinking. This is it. This is how you need to be thinking in my program. Can we do something? Not, well, it says we can't. No, you can do whatever you want. And I suggest you do that. And the other thing that I would do if I were you, especially if they're giving you a hard time when your shit being filed in court, is I would have your documents placed in the public record. I think it's like $10, and they give you a little stamp or something. Because once your document is placed in the public record, and I just started doing a little bit of research on this, I haven't had a chance to follow it up, but it's like it's in comments or something, and it gives it more power. And they can't screw with your shit in court like they do, or they're not supposed to be able to do that anyway. So, but I would do that, and that also lets everybody, the whole public, can see what you got, and it gives them less of an incentive to throw your shit in a basket and try to stick their head in a hole. Good, good. See, I have ESPN, never. I have ESPN. I used to tell my kids that all the time. Yeah, my poor kids had to grow up with me. Okay. So that's about all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate the value of your time. I'm going to leave a link here. I'm going to leave a link to the new package that I put together for the prosecutor issue. And you guys can go over to my new website and check it out. I'm going to be working on it tomorrow, getting the rest of the things set up and making sure that all the packages are in the right place. Okay, here we go. And Xavier got a copy of this package, and I think he's pretty happy with it. I don't think he's used it yet because he just got it last night. So you guys can click on that and check out the new website. And I'm also going to leave you guys a link to my lawsuit package against the judge for a violation of the Administrative Procedures Act, the Fair Debt Collection Act practice, and the Foreign Agent Registration Act. And it's not on. It's kind of on sale no more. It's kind of on sale now, and it's moving back up the list. So if you guys are interested in that, you might want to jump in there and get that before it goes up any further and get with the other packages, because we're at the end, we're only going to have the lawsuit packages for the foreclosure defense on sale, and the other stuff is going to be. And I want to leave you guys a link to. Now this is my baby. This is a link to our brand new foreclosure defense online course. And Xavier is in this course too. So, and I got a couple of other people that have invested. Actually, I think I have 51 people in the course right now. And I don't have to hear shit out of anybody. So that's a good thing. The online course has beefed up documents, different than what you guys are using in the lawsuit packages. The online course is beefed up, and it has videos, lectures, and everything in the PDFs. Has everything that you need to take care of a foreclosure situation. If you have several properties that are facing foreclosure, this course is the bomb, and it has the resources that you need to keep up with all of your properties, even if they're at different processes in the foreclosure situation. It's pretty badass. And this is my blog post that I put together for the online course. For the new package. And you guys can go to my blogs, and you can see when you click on it, you can see what that blog's about. If you look over to the right, then you'll see some of my other blog postings that I'm posting, and some of them are pretty interesting. So you guys might want to check them out. And you can also sign up to get a notification when I post new stuff. Okay, we're going to close that up. And I want to show you guys one more thing. Okay. We had update. We're having an update on the eliminate property tax lawsuit package. So I wanted to give you guys a link to that blog so you can see what we did with that update situation. Yeah, GoDaddy did a great job on my website, boy. It is so nice. Now, you guys should make sure you go to the website and check out the free stuff file, because there's some badass shit in the free stuff. I don't remember everything I have in there, but if it came from me and I put it in there, it's badass. So I heard Bill's text come through, so I'm going to get off of here and let you guys get back to sipping and whatever it is you guys are sipping. And I will see you guys next week, probably on Tuesday. And I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be fire because we won't be driving other bus. So thank you guys and good luck. Keep that pedal to the metal.